Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in for another weekly Power Rankings. We are heading into week 10, and I can tell you guys right now, this has been a crazy NFL season. Teams where we didn't think will be at the top are, and teams that are at the bottom we didn't expect. But it's time to get into my week 10 rankings. Without further ado, let's dive into it. Alright guys, these are my rankings from last week in week 9, and I'm telling you right now, it is subject to change, so take a look, get a good picture, because it's going to change. Let's get into it. First, we're going to start off with the Jets versus the Texans game on Thursday night. I want to move the Texans down, but I can't just yet, even though the interior of the Texans offensive line is just horrible. You got sacked C.J. Stroud from the Ohio State University. Got sacked 7 times. We know the Jets have a potentially very good defense when they're living up to their billing. And speaking of the Jets, I'm moving the Jets up to a C. We're starting to finally see some things going together with this offense, and I don't know if this is going to be sustainable or not, but we shall see. But the way they played against the Texans, they really got after C.J. Stroud. And Texans, I think the receiver injuries are hurting them, whether it's Diggs and Nico Collins. And defensively, they just haven't been the team that we thought that they were going to be defensively coming into the year, especially last week. So, you know, I want to move them down, but I don't think just yet. Maybe give it another week for the Texans. Then we start on the Sunday games, Falcons versus Cowboys. Honestly, I'm moving the Falcons up to an A, and I'm not doing this just because it's my big brother. Shout out to him. But I think this Falcons team offensively, they made the right move by signing Kirk Cousins. Algier and Robinson in the running game has been very good. Defensively, I think they've been improving week by week. And the receiving group, I said this earlier in the season, Darnell Mooney was going to be a sneaky free agent pickup. And he has been looking good in an Atlanta Falcons uniform so far this season. Drake London injury, we'll see how that goes, but I've always said Darnell Mooney, when used right, can be a very effective weapon, and the Falcons are doing just that. Shout out to Raheem Morris and the coaching job that he's doing with this Falcons team. And the Cowboys got a multitude of issues. Now that Dak Prescott is probably going to be on IR, they haven't officially made it yet at the time of me recording this. CD Lamb, we still don't know what he's going to be. Michael Parsons, they just traded for Jonathan Mingo from the Panthers, which I think that's just a Band-Aid on a bad year. This Cowboys team is not very good. I almost want to put the Cowboys team in a D. I almost do, but I don't think they're there yet. But damn it, they're right. They're on that bubble to go down. Next is the Ravens versus the Broncos. I am putting the Ravens at an S tier. I still think one of the more complete teams in the AFC and probably in the NFL. Derrick Henry is looking like the missing piece that the Ravens offensively needed this entire time. Defensively, we know we have a little bit of woes on the defensive side of the ball for the Ravens, but offensively, Lamar's playing like an MVP. Zay Flowers is looking very good. Derrick Henry, Offensive Player of the Year candidate. So, I'm leaving it at an S. And we're going to go with the Denver Broncos. I had them at a B tier last week, and I'm going to keep them at the B tier. And to be 100% honest, I really think that this Broncos defense is still solid. They just got outclassed. I think they got outcoached. Offensively, I do like what I've been seeing from Bo Nix, but I just think they got outclassed and outcoached in the game. I don't think this team is ready to be in a contender level yet, but defensively and offensively, I think there's room to grow on both sides of the football. And I'm liking this Broncos team and their future and where they're heading. And I know I'm late into this. I didn't do the teams with the bye weeks. I apologize for that, but Steelers had a bad week. You guys know my motto. You don't play football, you don't move. Steelers were the A. I had the 49ers as well as an A. So I'm going to leave both teams at A. I'm sorry I didn't do this earlier, but it's done now. Next is the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. And I'm keeping the Bills at an S. And I'm keeping the Dolphins at a C. We see what this Dolphins team is like when they have Tua. It's a different team. But defensively, I'm not a big believer in this Dolphins team. And they made a few plays here and there, but I'm just not a big believer in their defense to be consistent. Offensively, they had some moments. Buffalo, Josh Allen is playing like an MVP candidate. And what they've been doing with James Cook and running the football has been good. And Josh Allen is now reverted to that turnover machine that he has been throughout the course of his career. And I think that is the biggest difference in the Buffalo season now versus past years, is that he's not turning the football over. Defensively, they have their issues. I will admit that. They have a bit of their issues, but they have been playing a little bit better by game. So I'm going to beat the Bills at next. Next, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Carolina Panthers, two D-tier teams. Dennis Allen from the Saints just got fired. They just traded Marshawn Lattimore at the time we were recording this video, so I think this team is just going to be even worse. And we'll see if other things happen with the Saints team. Carolina is just not a very good football team. They did come back and win this game against the Saints, a game where Bryce Young actually had a solid game, a game where defensively they're okay. But still, I think these are two of the worst teams in football. And I've always said coming into this year, the Saints were a team that needed to rebuild. They were a team that they needed to rebuild. They didn't need to try to win because a lot of the pieces on the defensive side of the ball are a little bit older. And offensively, they just don't have it there. And Derek Carr is starting to look like he's not the answer at the quarterback position. So, D tier. Bengals and Raiders. I'm moving the Bengals up to a B tier. Offensively, they have been really catching a little bit, lightning in the bottle, getting on fire, beating the teams they should beat. I'm still worried about them a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. But the Raiders, I'm still keeping them at a D. They should have done something about the quarterback position because they're not getting but only so much from Minshew or O'Connell this season so far. Defensively, is Matt Crosby a trade candidate? I don't know. We shall see. But this team, I just don't think it's a very good football team at all. And they just fired Luke Getsy, so that tells you everything you need to know about this Raiders offense. But Bengals, I do like where they're going offensively, even though defensively there's still some questions. Next, we're going to have the Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants. This one's tough, but I'm going to put them at the S tier. I know it seems crazy, but I'm going to put the Commanders at the S tier. Jaden Daniels has been looking unlike a rookie. Defensively, they've been one of the biggest surprises, I think, in the NFL. Dan Quinn has his defense playing at a very good level. And you just add Marshawn Lattimore, who's one of the better corners that we have in the NFL from The Ohio State University. I got to make sure I say that. But I think this team, and they don't turn the football over. That is another thing. They don't turn the football over, and that is what makes this team so good. And the Giants are the damn Giants. Until they get rid of Daniel Jones, they're not going anywhere. Especially on this ranking, I'm sorry, Daniel Jones he's not it. They need to. I don't know what they got to do, but it's not a very good football team. So it is what it is. Patriots and Titans, I'm still keeping both of them at the D tier. I think that was a game between two of the bad ones, but I will give this. Drake May has shown promise. He has shown promise that he could be a successful quarterback in this league when he has weapons or when they're able to get weapons around him. He's shown the ability to make plays. He's shown the ability to throw on the run. He's shown the ability to be accurate. He's still learning, but there is promise in Drake May, and I always said that's what the Patriots season should be about. The Titans, on the other hand, we learned that Will Levis is an agent. Defensively, they've been okay. They've been able to make some plays. Tony Pollard has been a good addition running the football, but that quarterback position, that's something they may need to address this all season. Mason Rudolph is one of those guys, so he just steadied the ship. So I will say this, I'll just leave them at D for now. Today's video is brought to you by Cellular C4. This is a product that I personally used before I even decided to partner with them. And the first thing I got introduced to was the energy drinks.
Buy C4. This right here is a fruit punch flavor. They have many other flavors. They have popsicle flavors that just dropped. They have Skittles, Starburst, all the type of flavors that you want. To help you get started with your day, you can wake up in the morning before you start your day and drink you one of those. And also before you get that workout in, when it's workout day, you can take you some pre-workout. To help you get the boost in your workout, all the products, 0 sugar, low calories. This is a great product to take you in your workouts and your journey on fitness to the next level. And I am happy to partner with a product that I was already using in my own personal life. And I will leave my code in the description below to save you guys 20% on your first purchase of C4 of their workouts. They even have muscle recovery to help boost after workouts. They have so many supplements and things to help you on your fitness journey, and you can get yours today in the description below. Click the link and use my code APW Sports to help you save 20%. And again, the links are in the description below, and use the code APW Sports to save you 20% on your purchase. Now, it is time to get back into the video.
Next, we're going to have the Bears versus the Arizona Cardinals. I hate to do it, but I'm moving the Bears down. I am moving the Bears down, and I'm keeping the Cardinals at a B. The Bears got absolutely dominated on both sides of the football, and who would have thought we would have said this about the Bears defense? The Cardinals ran the football extremely well with Mercado and with Connor, and the Bears defensively, they just got exposed for their weakness, which is the interior of the defensive line. The offensive line has been piss poor horrible. And offensively, I'm not a believer in Shane Waldron at this point right now. And the Matt Eberflus fire train, and the hot seat just got even hotter. So I'm not going to get too much deeper into this Bears team. I'll leave that in my reaction in the cards. But Lord, this Bears team it's something to raise your blood pressure. I say that, but the Cardinals have been playing a lot better the last few weeks. It's crazy that they're first in the NFC West. Kyler Murray, he's been playing some solid football. But I will attribute a lot of their offensive success to James Mercado in the running game. Next, we're going to have the Jacksonville Jaguars and Eagles. I'm keeping the Jaguars in the D. And I'm leaving Eagles at A tier for now. Saquon Barkley, we all know what their back was hurt was absolutely crazy. Jalen Hurts has been playing very good football. Defensively, the Eagles are starting to get better week by week. And when we're talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars, has Trevor Lawrence regressed? It's looking like Trevor Lawrence has absolutely regressed in this Jaguars offense. Defensively, I already knew the Jaguars weren't going to be but only so good coming into this year, so I'm not expecting anything from them. But I just don't see that leap that we needed or the Jaguars needed Lawrence to take. We haven't seen it. Next, we're going to have the Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Damn it, the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFL. They are the best team in the NFL. Point blank, period. Best team in football. Point blank, period. And then when we're talking about the Green Bay Packers, I want to drop them mainly because Jordan Love just makes too many damn mistakes. And every time this Packers team plays somebody well, they don't win games. The only good, solid football team that this team has beat is the Houston Texans. Defensively, they have not been playing good, and it looked like they just got absolutely dominated by the Lions. So I'm moving the Packers down, mainly because the level of competition that they beat has not been good, and when they play good teams, Jordan Love just turns into Josh Allen early years. So next, we're going to go with the Rams and the Seahawks. I'm keeping the Rams at B, but I really love the fact that they have been playing a lot better. Kyron Williams and Matthew Stafford has been playing some excellent football. With Kupp in the quarterback and Robinson playing well, this offense has been very good with the health of Kupp in the core. And defensively, with Verse, with Turner, they have been playing some really good defense. As a young defensive front, they have been playing some really solid football. So shout out to Sean McVay and the coaching job that he's been doing. I'm liking the trajectory of this Los Angeles Rams football team. Seattle Seahawks, on the other hand, I want to drop them to a C, but I've always said they are the definition of an average NFL team. They are the definition of an average NFL team. Point blank, period. I skipped the game. We have the Chargers versus the Browns. I mean, the Browns will just be the Browns at this point. Not very good. Trade pieces, they already traded Sedarius Smith. It's not a very good football team. The quarterback position, Winston has been playing so-so. Running backs, this is just not a good football team. And the Chargers, they're just right there with the Seahawks, I think, the definition of average. Justin Herbert didn't play a solid game against the Cleveland Browns defense, who was supposed to be a good defense. Offensive line has been okay, but they are just like with the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are the average of the NFC. Chargers are the average of the AFC. Now we're going to Sunday night. We got the Vikings and the Colts. I'm not moving the Vikings up to an A just yet, even though in that second half they did play particularly well offensively against the Colts defense. And the Colts defense is part of the reason I'm not going to drop them to a D. They play solid. Quarterback position, we see that's an issue. Flacco didn't play well either. Is that a scheme thing? I'm not sure. But they have just not been looking like a good offense all season. Last week wasn't very good. This past week, 2 weeks ago wasn't very good. This past week wasn't any better. Last but not least, Chiefs and Bucks. I'm having the Chiefs at S. I'm keeping the Bucks at B. Despite the Bucks' injuries, they were in this football game. Baker Mayfield played a very solid football game. I like what Rashad Wright and Bucky Irvin. Shout out to Bucky Irvin, Hillcrest High School alum, Chicago, Country Club Hills to be exact. Shout out to him. He's been playing some really good football. Defensively, I know the Bucks let up 30 points, but they did a decent job against the Chiefs. It's just, I think the Chiefs defensively, that is what's been carrying this football team. Point blank, period. This Chiefs defense is what has been carrying this football team. And Baker Mayfield played a very good game despite all the injuries with Godwin, Evans, and McMillan all down. He still plays some good football. But these are my rankings for Week 10. Leave you guys' thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.